Hi, it's Tamara here from the EFT Training Centre. And in this video, I would like to share with you why you should be tapping, why you should be using EFT, and how it can really support you during lockdown, during this pandemic. So in the last lockdown, I made daily videos to support people with their COVID challenges. And I just thought it would be really good to revisit all the reasons why it is so beneficial and so incredibly helpful. So the first, and I would say the most important reason, is if you have COVID and it affects the lungs and it affects the breathing, it can really, really help with that. And I have had so much feedback from my tapping videos about how it's helped people with COVID. And I don't know if you remember, but back in, I think it was February or March, there was a cruise ship off the coast of Japan, and everyone on there got COVID. And one particular passenger who got COVID was admitted to a hospital in Japan, and he was very sick and he needed to go on a ventilator if his oxygen levels fell below a certain point, which they were just nearly there. And he remembered that he knew EFT, so he used this particular EFT technique to help him boost his oxygen levels. And it's a very powerful breathing EFT breathing technique that you can do. And he was able to raise his oxygen levels within 48 hours to the extent where he didn't need to go on a ventilator. And that was the turning point to his recovery. Now, I've got an excerpt of that video of him talking about that on my COVID playlist. So you can go and search that out and have a look at what he says as well, along with how to actually use EFT in that way. So that's one very, very important way of using EFT. If you have COVID, you can also use it if you're worried about all the things that one can be worried about getting long COVID, fear of death, about not being able to earn money, all those kind of things that you can use it for. EFT is very good as well for anxiety and panic attacks, which a lot of people have been experiencing because of lockdown and the whole situation. And there are certain points that you can use in the moment of the panic attack, particularly on the fingers at the corner of the nail. So these points here, corner of the nail on the thumb, which is furthest away from the fingers, and the same point on the other fingers. And if you just hold these points and take a deep breath and hold the next point and take a deep breath, then that can be really in hand as well. So it can be really, really useful, and just touch and breathe. So that's another thing that you can do. You can also tap on the fear of having a panic or anxiety attack as well. So those are all different ways that you can use EFT. EFT is fantastic if you're losing sleep. You can't get to sleep because you're worried, anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed. If you wake up in the night because of those reasons and you can't get back to sleep, or you haven't slept all night and then you wake up exhausted and then you're ratty and impatient with the people around you who you're living with, who you can't escape from, and you're all driving each other crazy. Again, EFT is really useful for that. EFT can be used for fear and worry. It can be used for any upsetting emotions. As I said, money worries, health anxiety. If you have health anxiety anyway and it's exacerbated by the COVID situation, you can use it for that. For loneliness, for yearning for connection, the connections that we can't have. We can't connect with people that we're not living with, our family, our friends, our community. And we need that in order to survive and thrive and flourish in life. So if that's something that's affecting you, again, you can tap to help you feel calmer and more fulfilled in that moment. You can tap if your family is driving you crazy, if you've got kids at home, if you're back to home educating, if your school's shut down and you've got your kids around and you're trying to work and juggle life at the same time, if you've lost your job, the fears and anxieties about that, if you haven't got enough money and you haven't got enough food, you can tap. Even though it's not going to bring you more money and food, it can help you feel calmer. And of course, when you're calmer, you're stronger. And when you're stronger, you can think new ideas, new ways of thinking. You'll get clarity, which you can't have if you're running around like a headless chicken, worrying about everything so much. You can tap on your anger and frustration about the situation. If you're angry about the fact that you have to wear a mask, if you feel like you're being controlled, if your freedom's taken away from you, if you're angry about with the government about how they're managing things, all of that you can release, because all of those feelings are stopping you from feeling free. And of course, if you're feeling that there's a sense of injustice, it doesn't mean that that's going to take that away, but it just means that you're going to be able to take positive action that is going to help you feel good, rather than ranting and raving and feeling helpless and powerless about the situation. So if any of this has resonated with you, please do share what tapping videos you'd like to see from me, and I'm more than happy to make them. Just put in the comments what's bothering you about the current lockdown, and I'll see what I can do. So if this video has helped you, please do share it with your friends. Click on the share button now so that other people can learn how to be supported with EFT tapping. And if you want to know more about EFT tapping, then please do download a free manual on eft-courses.org.uk. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.